My biggest concern with our country turning into a renter's economy is how will the millennial and Gen Zers
Hey guys, Sal here again with Simply Investing. Go watch this guy's full video. He does make some good points. How is Gen Z going to retire and how are millennials going to retire? That's a good question. Because when I was in finance, it was back early 2000s, the key point about selling it was that you would pay off your house, your existing house, by the time you were 65, and then you'd use that equity to buy a small house and pad to your financial savings. Now, what I have noticed with younger people is that they're a little bit more intransient than the older generations. So Gen Z and millennials, they tend to travel where the work is. They want to go live in cities. They want to go live here for a short time. We're looking at like a year here, 2 years there. They might go for a job for 6 months and have to move someplace else for a job. So owning a home is that lifestyle isn't conducive to owning a home. However, I will say this, it is tried and true. The best ticket to financial success and retiring for you guys, I know it sounds cheesy, but is marrying in your 20s. And believe it or not, most people, you're going to marry the person you're probably going to marry is someone you met in high school. Next is college. After that, your first couple of years of work. After that, getting married is probably not in the cards if you haven't gotten married before 25. This is for men and women because life gets in the way, work gets in the way, a lot of things happen. But I would say if a young couple, if a Gen Z young couple gets married, they have twice as better a chance at reaching that retirement goal and saving to buy a house and being able to live the lifestyle they want. What I mean by that is, if you have let's just say they go into tech, right? They're each making $70,000 a year, so it's $140,000 household. If you have no kids, there is no way you live modestly. You don't overspend. You're not buying fancy. You're not buying like getting $1,000 car payments. You're keeping all your expenses low while maximizing your retirement. This guy and a lot of other people who talk finances fail to forget, your best cumulative years for your 401k and investing and everything is from 20 to 30. Your next best is from 30 to 40. The only way you're going to outpace that is if you build a business that gets wildly successful. And that's very hard and has a 99.9 forever chance of failing. The best thing you guys can do if you want to retire, especially retire at 40, is if you find the right person to marry. And I mean right person, not just they look good, not just their morals, their values, everything match up, and they're on the same page as you both spiritually and financially going in the right direction. Someone that's not going to impede you, but help you get to that goal. You will succeed at that. I have a Cody on the other part of his channel. He's only 23 and he's already like halfway to $100,000 in net worth. He got a promotion at his job. I think he's due for another promotion at this current job. So he's doing quite well for himself. And as I said, he has 7 years left. If he keeps this pace up, he will probably have close to $8 million. He's living very frugally. He's living very humble lifestyle. He even quit vaping, quit all his bad habits to help him save more money. That's the type of dedication that you have to have. Because if you sacrifice your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, your 70s, your 80s, and at this rate, 90s, 100s, 110s, I mean, we're projected to live probably around 120 with all the advancements in medical technology and everything. I'm telling you guys, even if you sacrifice the first 5 years of your 20s, you're going to be in a much better position. I didn't sacrifice my 20s, and luckily I managed to make a successful business, so that way I recouped the loss that I had. I would say this, guys, you have to be very frugal, and we all got to stop living that Rockefeller life. Even people think like, oh, you can go get all these cars, all this. It's like, my net worth is very high for most people, but It's nowhere near that. I can spend it in an instant. It could be gone in a couple days with some bad spending habits. You got to be frugal. Not everyone can live a Rockefeller lifestyle. The Rockefeller lifestyle is only meant for a Rockefeller. Just remember that. Live frugal, find ways to cut expenses, stop eating out. And people will say, well, it's getting that Starbucks isn't going to get me to retirement. Yes, it is. We did this a while ago, but I'm going to tell you guys, if you stop eating Starbucks, and average person at Starbucks spends $13. Average person goes 5 times a week. Times that by 52. That's $3,380. You put that into if you put that into a 401k at the 7% amortization, you'll have close to $150,000 at the end of 10 years by constantly putting in $3,380 by giving up your Starbucks. Now you could do what I do. I figured out how I'm not gonna lie, I like a mocha latte. I figured out how to make it myself. And as you see my Stanley Cup, it's used and abused. That's how you gotta run shit. You gotta be more like me. I don't give a shit what people